Hello there, this is Sword, and today we're taking a look at a wireless Bluetooth set from SOUNDPEATS, the SOUNDPEATS H3. It's a $130 wireless audio set. They're actually really good. Um, they did send it out for review. As always, thoughts and opinions are my own. They don't get to see the video until it comes out, and they don't tell me what to say, or else I wouldn't be doing the review. All right. First up is like the unboxing experience and stuff. It's a little simple. They're $130. They are a two balance armature single dynamic driver set, so they are a hybrid set in true wireless, which is nice. It is good. But unboxing is just a sleeve box opens up to this and that being there, and then you have your accessories and ear tips and stuff up here. The ear tips, it comes with 5 different sets. So it comes with some like medium, small, and extra large ones. So like most people should be able to find a perfect fit. It comes with a charging cable. There's no charger. It is just USB-C charging. And some stickers, the user guide, the normal stuff. But that's about it. Nothing super amazing, but everything that you're gonna need, right? It is a nice box, but yeah, I think unboxing wise, it's fairly simple. It gives you everything that you're gonna need, and that's about it. Um, the the charging case itself is actually looks very premium. It's got like a frosted, cloudy shell on top. It is a fingerprint magnet, so keep that in mind. If you like your things looking clean, you will have to wipe it off every now and again. SOUNDPEATS on the back, the little charging button, USB-C on the bottom, and even the USB-C like charging cable has that little like gold brass kind of looking embellishment. So it looks premium. Inside, you get the little hear the difference like label, right? And then it is plastic, but it almost looks like a leather like pattern on the plastic in where the base IM sit. It looks premium. It is all plastic. But it doesn't feel like it's cheap. It doesn't feel like you're gonna drop and it's just gonna break apart or something. It feels good. And it seems well designed. It closes, everything fits together as it should. The IMs themselves, just the normal little two-prong magnetic charging that they sit on. They just plop right in. Perfect. The shells for the IMs themselves, they have the little S for like the SOUNDPEATS on them. Not sure if you'll be able to see it on there, but I'll have the pictures and stuff. And then it's like a transparent shell, sort of semi-transparent. The back half is where the dynamic driver is blocked off, and then it has the transparent other half. The nozzles are a little bit of a weird design. I don't know the whole reason that they're designed the way that they are, but they fit fine and everything, so I don't really have any complaints about it. It's just a bit of a weird take for nozzles, but they sound great, so can't complain about that. There are little holes all over for the microphones and stuff. So if you're using these lots, make sure if you're not keeping them like just in the case or in like areas where they're protected, if you're throwing these in your pockets or something, trying to make sure that you're not filling up those holes with lint or something else, or else you might have issues. I don't know. I haven't had any, but that's I see open holes. It might be an issue for some people. But overall, like unboxing is fine. The construction on the case is good. Build of them feel great. Looks good. I like it. The fit is actually quite good. They're very comfortable. I can have them in for hours with the included like super small ear tips. They fit my wife great too. Sometimes she has trouble with certain ear tips and certain fits, but these are great for her as well. So they should be good for, people with larger ear canals or smaller. It should be good for most people. In regards to the fit, I did try sleeping with them because I was in kind of a peculiar kind of setup that I had to use these for. We'll get into that when we talk about the ANC and stuff, but I did try to sleep with them. I'm a side sleeper. I wasn't able to do it. Just the way that it like pushed in when I was on my side, it was kind of a no go. It did not feel comfortable. If you're a back sleeper, obviously you're not going to have problems. Um, but yeah, side sleepers, I don't think you're going to necessarily be able to use these to sleep with. Um, but yeah, other than that, like the normal fit is fantastic. In regards to the sound quality, these are using the 2 bounce armatures, single dynamic driver, like I previously said, and kind of it's it's kind of a standard V shape. They're engaging in the bass, the treble's a little bit heightened, nowhere near sibilant or anything like that. And then the mids are not they're not recessed, but they're just not the star of the show. Overall, like for $130, I actually think these sound quite good and would compete against a lot of like normal IEMs. These for sound quality by far the best sounding wireless audio set that I've tried. And something that really stood out to me and something that I really liked is they are fantastic for extremely low listening volumes. Even like just a couple ticks on my phone, like almost at the bottom, and you're still able to get bass and you're still able to hear details. Like it's listening to some of Victor Wooten's like bass lines and stuff on his solo albums. Just fantastic bass tone and everything, and it's at like a whisper quiet level. I really liked them for that. And then when you cranked it up, it was like it's not like anything got bad. It's just all of that detail and everything got heightened even more, but it wasn't lacking at low volume like I find a lot of IMs. So I definitely really like that. The bass is definitely the star of the show. It's the most engaging. It's probably the most forward, but not in like a point where like everything else is kind of drowned out and it's just this boomy bass that's overtaking everything. It's overall, I think, well balanced, but the bass is definitely the heightened part where you get your focus on that section. Details, texture, and like tone and everything from the bass section are all good too. Like it's not like it's a weak, low quality quantity bass. It's got a good quantity and quality. The bass section, I think most people will enjoy. As for the mids, even though they're not the star of the show, guitarists still have bite, and violins and other mid-range instruments still like have their own ground to stand on. They're not recessed by any means. They just they just aren't the forefront. They aren't standing out by themselves and showing off. They're a little tiny bit back behind the bass, letting the drummer take over. The basses really enjoy themselves, and a little bit further back, not in a bad way at all. It's still extremely enjoyable, and it's all still there. You're not missing anything. You don't feel like, oh, that the guitarist is getting lost in the mix. The mixes are all well balanced. They're just not the star of the show. The treble is good. Um, there's a lot of little micro detail and like little things on the high end that actually come out on this set that I I really like, and you can hear that even at super low volumes, which is really cool. I don't It's nowhere near like sibilant level, like the treble cranked up and you're gonna burn out your eardrums or anything. I think most people, even those that are sensitive to sibilants, are gonna be able to enjoy these no problem. It's not sizzly, it's not splashy with cymbals or anything. It's just a good balanced treble. Vocals, I kind of thought there might be an issue with the V. maybe making some female vocals nasally or something like that, but I didn't have any issues with that. It was all good. Vocals again, kind of like the mid instruments. They weren't like the super sultry, like amazing, incredible vocals, but they were good. They were there. They stand like in line with the rest of the band. I found on most mixes that like a lot of sets kind of give the vocals like a forward stage. These are kind of like in line with the rest of the band, which is perfectly fine, just a little bit different listening experience. But like overall, the sound quality on these, especially for wireless audio, super impressive. I found very amazing. And like it's a set that because of the convenience, I'll be carrying around and using myself. As for the like technicalities, like soundstage and imaging and that, it's all okay. At the $130 price point, I feel like it falls in line with what is to be expected. It's definitely not weak in any of the aspects, but I don't really notice anything really standing out and like being like, wow, that soundstage is huge or anything. It's wide, it's tall, but it doesn't sound massive. The imaging is good. It's not pinpoint imaging, just really good technicalities. And to be what I would expect at this price point. Definitely not a slouch, just nothing blown out of the water. That being said, kind of in the technicalities, but a little bit different. The technologies in this. There's a lot of tech in this. There's a lot in here. For 130 bucks, I didn't really expect there to be as many options or for certain things to work as well as they did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to record on the screen right now. So we're gonna see if that works, and if it does, hopefully I can show that on the video because it would be nice to know what the app looks like and stuff. So the app is needed for a lot of the technologies, which is fine. You do need to register an account and set all that up, which is expected this day and age, but it is unfortunate that you have to do it because I know some people don't want a billion accounts everywhere, which is understandable. But you do need one for the app, and you do probably want one for all of the things that are included in this. So on the app, you get your general information, you get your chart, how charged everything is, and you get in your ANC mode, your transparency mode, and then just like the normal passive isolation mode. So it's transparency mode has two different options, vocal enhancement and standard transparency. Vocal enhancement will make it so conversations, like it'll try to pick up voices and amplify them specifically so that you can have a conversation and stuff with them. I found this very helpful myself because I was at a fair and I'm a vendor at the fair, and it is as much as it's a pretty loud place, like I still wanted to have these in while I was setting up and I was testing them and seeing how well the ANC and everything worked. So I tried out transparency mode and talked to other vendors around me while I was setting up in the morning. And it worked great. I was able to have clear, defined conversations with people, and I wasn't not hearing them. I wasn't missing anything they were saying. I still had these in and was perfectly able to talk to everyone else. Now, ANC mode has a bunch of different options: outdoor transportation, outdoor noise reduction, indoor noise reduction, and adaptive noise reduction. I just kind of left it on the adaptive. I was outside, so I did play with the outdoor and the transportation a little bit, but the adaptive, I think, by far was still better for my situation. So I was at the fair, and as a vendor at this particular one, we had to sleep in our stalls. And right next to where our like vendor area was is a stage and the fair rides and stuff. So they were still playing music when I was trying to go to sleep. And the fair was still going. So there was still rides and machinery. And using the ANC on this, I turned it on and immediately there was no sound, and I actually went into a state of panic. I got terrified. I didn't know what was happening. I forgot how to breathe. I had to take them out because I thought like I went deaf or something. Like I didn't know what happened. The ANC just blocked everything out. So after I calmed down, I put them back in knowing like it was going to be that intense. And it did a fantastic job. There was almost without music, with just these on and the ANC on, there was almost no sound that I could hear. I could hear the odd like kid scream voice, and then I would hear the odd like thump from like the bass or drums from the stage. And it did a fantastic job. As soon as I turned music on, even at like a couple ticks, whisper quiet music, I couldn't hear any of those things. It was completely blocking out all of the noise. So the ANC on this is fantastic. And if you're looking for something with really good ANC that you can just throw in your ears and block out everything around you, I think these will do a fantastic job. There is some other settings on here, so you can change what you're touching the sides of the IEMs when they're in your ears to. I didn't really play with that. There is an equalizer, and the equalizer is fantastic. Normally, when I'm playing around with EQ, I find timbre gets messed up, and just like the overall audio experience is not great. And I've played with a bunch of different equalizers. I've used different products. This is one of the first ones that I've been able to play with the equalizer, and I'm like, this could sound more like how I want it to, but it's not ruining the audio. And I I don't know if I'm just sensitive to EQs and how everything works, but I found this one to be better than a lot of the other ones I've tried. So they have a bunch of different presets, classic, bass boost, bass reduction, treble enhancement, electronic, popular, classical music, rock and roll, folk, book whisper, hi-fi, and ACG. So there's a bunch of different presets. There's an adaptive equalizer where you put them in, and then it tells you to push a button when you can hear the certain frequencies, and it'll change levels based on your hearing. And then there is a custom quote unquote sound effect, which is just a 9-band EQ that you get to make up, and you get to equalize the IEMs 6 decibels above or below in certain frequencies where you want to. I found again, like this was super responsive and adaptive, and whatever I wanted to do, it responded well, and it didn't destroy audio. Everything sounded good playing around with this, which was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I think anyone who uses EQ a lot or something is going to be able to grab this and change these to the exact sound and like style that they are listening to and whatever their preference is. As for connectivity, there is a whole bunch of different connectivity options. And it was a bit surprising because you can use SBC, AAC, LDAC, aptX, the aptX adaptive, and the aptX lossless. Like there's a whole bunch of different codecs here that you can use. I used LDAC for most of my listening time. It worked great. Battery drain isn't near as bad as what I was expecting. There is also game mode, which you can't enable with LDAC, but that makes the latency like about 60 milliseconds, which isn't, as a guitarist, that would be unusable for playing guitar or something, but for your phone or your device and playing games, like that's going to be fine. It also has dual device connections, so you can connect 2 different Bluetooth devices to these at the same time, which is very handy. I know some people need to do that. That's the preferred way to do it. There is, of course, the find earbuds, which is nice. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Point the earbuds on a map where they are. So if you lose them, you can find them. There is also like the firmware upgrade and the user guide, your info, and everything else. Overall, like I had very few issues with that. The only really issue was the modes when I would first open the app. Like I would put them in, ANC would not be on, and then I would put it on, and then if I close the app and then open it, it would be on normal, which Same thing for the EQ. The EQ would be whatever I selected it when I closed the app. When I turned it back on, it would not be selected on anything. So more so just visual issues, not actual like problems with the app. Um, yeah, overall fantastic experience with the app and the technologies in the actual IEMs. Like I can't get over how good the ANC was to literally make me panic and think I went deaf. It was quite an experience. So yeah, in conclusion, the SOUNDPEATS H3 kind of blew my expectations and what I've learned and what I've come to know for wireless sets. Bluetooth is Bluetooth. It's always going to be lossy. It's never going to be lossless, even though they tell you that it's lossless. That's just not a thing. That's can't be how it is. It can be good. Don't get me wrong. It still sounds great, but it can't be lossless. But like my first true wireless set that I had was the Sennheiser CX Plus, and this is you can't even compare them. The CX Plus sounded like mud, and this sounds like a decent quality IM because, well, it is, and it has ANC and other features, and it's super convenient. I think anyone like stock tuning, if even if you don't want to mess with the app or something, stock tuning that V shape, most people are going to enjoy it. It's engaging. I don't think there's many people who are going to dislike the stock sound, but then you throw in the EQ and anyone can kind of tune it to however they want. ANC, if you use the app, ANC, that works fantastically. I don't have really many negatives at all to say. Like, it's really good. The technologies in it is fantastic. Um, I, I'll be using them, or my wife will be using them, like, especially during events and stuff. Like this will be another one that's in the bag that goes to us whenever we're going to events. I appreciate your time for watching and listening to me ramble on about the SOUNDPEATS H3. Again, I I recommend it absolutely. I really like this. If you are interested in them, I will have a link in the description that will take you to, I think it's going to be to their Amazon store or whatever, and you'll get 10% off of it until October 30th. So yeah, definitely use the code to get the 10% off. It's not my code, so it's not affiliated. I don't get any cash back or anything from it. But I mean, why wouldn't you take the 10% off? That would be silly. Um, Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace.